Okay, in this video we're doing something kind of special. I managed to get some 5,000-year-old bog oak. Right, it's very, very wet. Right, now I turned a small piece of this kind of stuff about 25 years ago. I've never actually gotten a big piece, right? And I got a bit of it, right? This is one of the smallest pieces I got. Right? So I'm going to use this as kind of an experiment on what's the best way to do this. Right, as you can see, I'm going to have to cut it to get a ball blank out of this. Right, and I figure the best way is probably like to cut that part off there. Right, and get a ball blank there. And then I'm going to try and figure out what's the best way of drying it. This one I'm going to either put in the kiln or I'm going to microwave it. I said it's just an experiment. This one to just see what's the best way of actually doing this. Any of the offcuts I will of course be keeping for pens and stuff, because this stuff is nearly impossible to get. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and kind of straighten that out there somewhere to get a bowl blank out of it. Right, so I'll be back when I do that. Right then, that took a while. I haven't cut it round because at the moment, the other day I hit a nail with my bandsaw blade and I'm waiting for new blades to come, so I just did the best I could with it. This is one of the offcuts. Right? As you can see, it's basically pure black inside. I hope it is actually. Did quite a bit of research on this when I got it. The camera angles on this video are going to be a little bit weird because I can't leave the camera up there where it is, because it will get destroyed with the stuff that's going to spray off this. Apparently, bog oak has the water ratio in it is 2.5 gallons to every cubic foot of wood. So you can imagine what the spray off this is going to be like. I have everything in the place covered. Right, I'm going to put the camera over there so that it's out of the way. I'm going to be cutting this slowly. It's 5,000-year-old wood. So there could be something wrong with it. I've used 2-inch screws with a very heavy thread to hold it in. Right, now this is actually quite heavy, as you can probably imagine. Right, you can see how black it is in there. Right. I said, God knows what I'm going to discover when I actually... Right, there's a crack there, but I'm hoping to cut that down when I round it off, that'll cut out. But the thing with bog oak is... there's another crack there. If it cracks, it cracks. That's just the nature of the beast, kind of thing. Right, so I'll move the camera, put on a mask or a face shield, and we'll see what we can do with this. I said this one should be quite interesting. I'm interested to see what's inside of this. Right then, we're set up. Right, I'm clear. Bring the tailstock up. I said, I have no idea what way this wood's going to react. Oh, the tailstock is sinking way into that. Okay. I think this may be a bit punky. Right, now, judging by the way that tailstock went in, I'm going to have to go in a fair bit on the base of this. And that crack is after really opening there. There's a huge crack in this. Right. Right, I'm going to very slowly turn this on. 330. 430. Right, we're at 500 and I'm not going any higher. Right. That's why I'm not going any higher. Right, cancel that one. Right then, we're back with a second piece. Right. This piece seems more solid. I've done the exact same thing again. Right, squared it off as much as I could in the bandsaw, 2-inch screws. Right. Now, what happened the last time, and I would recommend this to anybody, if you got a piece of wood on that you think might be dodgy, spin it up to faster than you're going to turn it at, and stay out of the way. If it's going to blow, it's better it blows when you're back out of the way than when you're in the firing line. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one. I'm going to spin it up to 500, or if the lathe starts vibrating, whichever comes first. Leave it for a few seconds, see if it blows, and continue from there. Right, so back over here out the way again. Start her up. Right, 220, 320, 400. There's bits flying off and there's a slight vibration in the lathe. 430, 450. Right, and I'm going to leave that for a minute. See, there's little bits flying off it. As I said, this is 5,000-year-old wood. The odds are it's dodgy. Right. Right, I've got the visor down, so I'm going to probably sound funny. Right, here we go. 5,000-year-old wood cut. There's a piece flying off. I'm taking this very, very easy. Right, I'm going to stop it and have a look. The water's just pushing out of this thing. The only place I'm hitting is there. There's a bit that would have flown off. Some very soft bits in this. Okay, we go back to it now. Stay back out of the way. Turn it up. Okay. And we're back to it now. Right, there was a big bang, so something came flying off. I'm going to stop it and find out what it was. It was a piece up here at the top. So the bowl is going to be smaller. Or that, or I might leave that in as a feature, I don't know yet. As you can see, I'm staying well back here out of the way of this. Just in case, because you never know. But man, is that colour fantastic. Right, and I'm still not flat, so I'm going to have to keep going. Stop it again and have a look. That felt smoother. It was. It where I'm after cutting actually feels dry compared to where I haven't cut. Don't know why. Alright, so I'm basically round now. Apart from that, but if this works then that'll come out when I shape it. Right, now I need to face off there. So I'm just going to cut this like I would a normal bowl. I actually might leave that in. I get some of the face now. I've never seen the floor covered in pure black shavings. Oh, too close. Right. Right, now bring that up to speed. Make sure my emergency stop is over this side. It is. Right, we're at 550. Something sounds hollow. Right. I'm going to stop it and have a look. So I'll be stopping and looking at this quite a bit. So it's something sounded a bit hollow there. I think it's them. Yeah, hear it there? I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but it sounds hollow just there. So I'm going to go in a bit deeper just to see what's in there. Back up to 560 again. Trying to get down to solid wood here, especially there in the center, and I don't think I'm going to get there because that void, it goes way down. Right. I think my best bet is probably to start throwing a shape into this. Everywhere is solid except there. Right. I'm going to try and start throwing a shape into this to see how solid the wood actually is. the tool rest. See, they have those classic bog oak stripes there. Look at that. Seems to almost be an ant colony inside this. There's an ant colony inside this. There's a massive ant colony inside this. That's going to have to go outside and get treated. Because there is a massive ant colony inside of this. Don't know if the camera's picking it up. Right, excuse the camera movement for a minute. I'm going to try and give you a close-up of what I'm saying. You see it inside the cracks? Right, that's going to have to be brought outside and treated to get them out of there. So I'll be back in a bit. Right then, it's a couple of hours later, and the invasion of the prehistoric ants, I think I've dealt with it. Right, so I'm just going to continue what I was doing and try and get a shape into this. Okay, stop and have a look at that. I'm kind of torn on whether to try and fill those cracks or leave them there. But I'm actually leaning towards leaving them there. Because it's part of the wood. While I was waiting for to get the ants sorted out, I was having a look at the video that I've done so far. For some reason on the video, the wood looks kind of brown. It must be the lighting in here in the camera, because it is actually pure black. So what I'll do is I'll take some photographs at the end in better lighting, and you might be able to see the colour better. Right, just going to keep going on this. It's very solid. Even the parts with the cracks, it's actually very solid. Right, so I'm going to keep going on this. Just trying to get a basic shape into it, and then I can think about the shape properly. That I'll be cutting it down to there, so I'll be taking about an inch off it, and we have more ants in a different section. I need to sort them out now as well. Right, then the ants are sorted out. So now we're going to start actually putting shape into this bowl if I can. Okay. Mark for a tenant. It's oversized because I'll be trying to dry this bowl out a bit, so it could go out of shape on me. So I'm leaving myself enough room to reshape it if I need to. Right. Here's my 10 in depth. Now, I'll cut down to that. I'll finish that tenon off when I remove the tailstock. I want to get some shape into this first though. That's, might be a big gap there, but that's actually quite solid. Right, now we start getting shape into this. Proper shape, which I'm going to be doing with pull cuts. Check my height, slightly high. Pull cuts. Right. I just keep stopping and checking this. I know I normally do practical bowls, but this one is not going to be a practical bowl. This is going to be a display piece. Right, so I'm up to where it's going to cut to, which is there. That's quite punky just there. It's really soft just there. Or do I leave that in? Do I leave that in? Right. Right, I'm going to lose the tailstock here and sort that out while I'm thinking about what to do up there. Right, there's the tenon sorted. That is so solid. That crack shouldn't matter. Should have no effect on it whatsoever. Do I leave that? I think I will. Mostly solid, but that for 5,000-year-old wood, I think that would add character. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave that crack at the top. That broken out bit there. Right. And I'm gonna go push cut that way. Now to do that, I need the shorter bowl gouge. I'm just going to put an edge on it. I'm just going to use this because I can get it around the camera easier. The bevel and pick up the cut. missed the cut just slightly there in the middle. There's a jump in it there, somewhere in that section. And I think it's that punky piece that's doing it. Try this with a pull cut again. Such strange wood to be cutting. Okay. And then that will do for the time being, because I'm going to put this in the microwave and see if I can dry it out so I can get a finish out, because it's still very wet. So now what I'm going to do is mark there and spin it round so that I can hollow out the inside of it. I want to mark the center first so that I can put it back on centralized. There's the center marked. Right, we'll take this off and spin it around. See what we can discover on the inside of it. Right then, it's spun around. The blank is, I think it's too small to actually use the tailstock. So I'm going to go with that one. Right, first thing I'm going to do is, as I would underneath the bowl, face that off. There we go, just. Right. I've dropped the speed down now, 600. Right, how about with that? Okay, we're flat. Now I'm still thinking about that edge. Is it worth keeping a ½ inch to break that edge? If it's not broken there, it's going to be broken there. Anyway. No, I think I'll take it out. There's a look. It's gone. Nearly. I don't know what the camera's picking up. Can you see it just there? Actually, leave it the way it is. That piece is not that solid. Right, I'll leave it the way it is for the moment. Right, I'm going to find the width of the bowl now. I want to dry it. I want it quite heavy, so there. Right then, we're going to have it. Now we're going to hollow this. Bring the speed up slightly. I'm at 700. I'm still quite wary because I know those cracks are on the outside. But I suppose they're not actually cracks, they would be, I suppose, just not as dense part of the wood that rotted away in the bog. As I was saying, I did a lot of research on this, and there seems to be two schools of thought. Right, I came across some articles that said that bog oak you should try and use and kiln dry as soon as it comes out of the ground, because as soon as it comes out of the ground it starts to decay. And I came across one that said you have to leave it to dry naturally for 20 years. I came across another that said to put it on a bed of straw for 6 months. So I definitely won't be doing the 20-year one. But the first one I'm going to try is drying it out quickly, which is what I'm going to try with this one. So I don't know if you can see in the background over there, I got a nice little bit of this stuff. So I'm going to experiment first to make sure I don't ruin the good bits. Look at that again. Yeah, see if we can get another crank on that tenon. Small little one. Let's check that again. Yep. Right then, that's about right. Right, now I'm gonna put the I'm gonna grab the microwave from the other shed and we're gonna have a go at drying this out. So I'll be back when that's done, either pass or fail. I'll tell you what happened. But so far it's been quite interesting to do. Now, something I've noticed is when it's freshly cut, there's a kind of a brown tinge of it. But after the air has been at it for a couple of minutes, it goes pure black. Right, so I'll go and grab that microwave and I'll be back when I know what happens. Right then, after 3 days of microwaving, this is as dry as I can get it. And I can tell you, it's still not dry. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to just let it bend and twist whatever way it wants. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is sort out, I was doing something else before this and it's in reverse. And what I'm going to do is let it bend and twist whatever way it wants. The first thing I got to do is straighten out this tenon. Gotta get that tenon running through again. So that's through again. So I'll take that off so it doesn't hit. Right. Okay. We'll flip that around now. And see what we can do. I don't know if you can see this, but even after 3 days of microwaving, the pressure is still pushing water out of this. I'd say that this probably is not microwavable. Now, let's see what we can do with this. So this is just an experimental piece before I go into the big stuff that I have. I'll do this with a pole. So there. Gouge. Check for height. Too high. Right, I'm putting the helmet back on because I still don't trust this wood. Right. I'm going to try a pull cut to get it round again. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Where's the other bowl gouge? There it is. Right, this bowl gouge is a slightly longer blade on it, or a slightly longer wing. Will give me a cleaner cut. Okay, we just lost a bit. Just lost a good bit. See? That's why I have the helmet on, because as I said, I still don't trust this wood. Right, now, my choices are not a lot really. I think that's where the ant's nest was. I think it was majorly hollow in there. Right, what am I going to do with that? What I'm going to do with that is nothing. Broke clean out. Right. Now, you know what I'm going to do with that? I'm going to cut that way down to below that. As I said, this is just the experimental one, so I can mess about it a bit. Let's bring this out a bit more. It's still absolutely soaking in the middle of this. Right. I'm going to cut down to below that. That's the weak spot there that was found earlier on. And you can see that is pure soaking wet inside of that. Right, I'm just going to cut that down and we go from there. Another trunk came out there, see it? It's there on the edge. But there's depth there. So I've actually got something to work with. Right, I'm going to try and shorten this down the other way now. This bowl has just become a platter. We got rid of most of the cracks and the punky-ish wood. It's going to be a really small bowl. But that's the thing when you're working with... We all know from working with wood, you never know what's inside of it. And if you're working with 5,000-year-old wood, you really don't know what's inside of it. Right, I'm going to turn that a little bit more. Try and sort that rim out. A little more. Something I can't tell you is the smell of this stuff is not great. Right. So we have another crack there. And I can see that there's actually water coming out of it. Definitely just a practice piece, this. Too light. Better. I gotta watch my depth. I don't want to be in that 5,000-year-old funnel club. So look there. There's that wonky edge. It's there. I don't want to cut down too far for that. Right, I can go deeper. Now we'll try the negative brake scraper. Get rid of tool marks on centre line and that is definitely moving, so I want to be very careful there. Right, I'm going to sand this and then I'll be back. Right, then we're back. Right, I'm actually not too disappointed in this one, even though it's a lot smaller than we started. As an experiment to see how to work the wood and can it be dried in the microwave and that stuff, it worked. And the answer is the wood's easy enough to work, but the microwave doesn't work. It's absolutely stunning. As I said, the colours of the lights in here don't seem to be great for picking up the colour, so I'll take some stills and put them up. Right. But it's absolutely pure black. As I said, I'm not actually disappointed in this one, because as an experiment it worked, and I learned the microwave doesn't work on this. Right, I'm going to take it out of these jaws, flip it over, stick it in the coal jaws and finish the bottom. I'll be back when I flip it over. Right then, we're in the coal jaws. I'm going to get small bowl gouge to take this down. Right, the finish I used was, since it was an experiment, I didn't go with the oil. I went with my normal finish of Yorkshire Grit and Hampshire Sheen. And it seemed to take it quite well. Below I am. Just checking I have an undercut in it. I do. The closer I get to the middle, the smaller the cuts I'm taking. Right, I've moved the camera a bit closer, so maybe you can pick up the colour. But also, look at if you can see it there, the warp that's after coming in this as I've been working it. As it's drying out as I'm working it, there's a massive warp in it now. But as I said, as an experiment, as in how to work this, I'm after learning a lot out of this one. And hopefully you have too, in case you ever happen to get a piece of this stuff. So the microwave thing doesn't work. What I'll do is I'll rough turn a bowl out of another piece of this, probably in the next few days or something, and off camera I'll do it, and I'll put it in the kiln and see what happens there. And if that actually dries out properly, I'll finish turning it in a video. Oops, a bit close there. Right, I'll finish turning it in a video. So hopefully with the camera closer, it's actually picking up the colour. I can't tell if it is or not. Where was I? Oh yeah. I said I'll turn a bowl and stick it in the kiln and see if that dries better. But as I was saying, I learned a bit from doing this. What works and what doesn't. And hopefully any of the stuff that I did that didn't work, if you ever get a bit of this, you don't have to try it. Right. So hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you in the next one.